Okay, we're ready to begin moving your content into the P.L.A.Y learning management system. So the first thing we're going to do is log in. You're going to access your P.L.A.Y account, and you want to do that. If you haven't done so already, you want to access your account using the invitation link that you received in an email following your completion of the game request form. This is really important because what that invitation does is it serves as a key to give you access to your game environment. You'll notice on my screen I have quite a few games associated with my account because I have something to do with each and every one of these. You will have access to the games that you have either a stake in as a player or as a content creator. So you should see your game appear on this screen when you log in with your user credentials and the link that we sent you. If you use your old process of logging in without that link, the system doesn't know to give you that right away. So you want to use that link that you received in the email following your form submission. So here's how we navigate to the creator side of things. Right here, you can consider this to be the public-facing side of the learning management system. But you're going to need, as a creator, you're going to need to get into the back end of the system to access the admin side. So we do that by clicking on the admin button in the upper part of your screen, tab here that says admin. And on that page, you're going to see a card that says game management. You won't see all of the things here because I have some other access on my account being an admin in the system. So you won't see all of these things, but you will see game management, and you should see a link that says games. So you click on games, and then what you're going to do is click on the card that appears here with your game name. So we've chosen, I'm going to use one here called demonstration game. So for the sake of demonstration, let's imagine that this is your game. So I'm going to click on demonstration game, and it takes me to this page. Once I'm here, I'm going to click contents, this little tab right here. And that's where we begin to do our work. Okay, so it's a number of steps to get there, I know, but once you're here, this is where primarily all of that addition of your content is going to happen. So let's take a real quick walk through that one more time. If we start back at the home screen, okay, you've just logged in, you're at the home screen, you're going to jump into admin, you're going to go to the game management card, you're going to click games, and then you're going to click on the card that belongs to you. And finally, click on contents. And we're ready to begin adding our content. Okay, so from here, you'll notice that I have a button that says add level. So I'm going to begin at this point building out all of that structure that I spent creating in the sketch and then in the worksheets and all of that. So get your worksheets ready and have them in front of you and be ready to go and transfer your content into these as we go. So we'll walk through this step at a time. I'm going to click on add level. You'll notice here I have a place for my title, and I'm just going to put a quick little sample in here. Required points we can leave blank for now, but remember you want to come back to your points in your missions at least and add your required points. We'll talk about that a little more in a moment. Summary can be a quick sentence. So you don't need a long description here, just a quick summary, just to identify it. Tags are optional. Okay, sharing in the catalog. Again, most of the time that's turned off. Achievement tags, this is only if we're going to designate certain, you can leave this blank for now, you can designate certain people as approvers, so you could just leave it blank for now. And then badging, we would complete this if we were going to add a badge for this level. Okay, and so that is really all you need to put in there. And we're going to click create. Now I have my sample level. And if I click on the sample level, actually, before I do that, you'll notice that underneath that there's add a level. So I can add another level. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll add a sample 2. And you can see basically what I'm doing here is building my structure. Quick summary. I'm not going to share it in the catalog. Click create. Now I have sample 2. So let's go then back to my first level. I'll click on it. And once I click on that, I have an add mission option. I didn't have that before. So now that I've added the level, I can add a mission. Okay, just like before, I need a title. Required points for the mission. I don't know this yet, but I may know that from my sketch. And if I do, I can put that in here. Let's just say for now it's a total of 50 points. Okay. It's not required, or is it required? Okay, you will have decided that already. Quick summary in here, and then a description of the level, or excuse me, of the mission. What is it that you're asking them to do? I'm not going to share it in the catalog. And same as before, achievement tags and badging would be the same. Click create. And now I have my mission title. Okay. Do one more. Same thing as before. This would be mission 2. And if I have required points here. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly create this without putting the rest of the information in, but you get the idea. You notice the one that I required here has the required label appearing on it. So now I've got levels, I've got missions. What do I have left? I have to do some activities. So if I go into the mission here and click, there's my add an activity. So you see how the hierarchy is starting to come into play. It's level, mission, activity. But remember, activity is where all the work happens, where all the stuff that your users, your learners are going to experience. So this part takes a little more effort, which you already know because you filled out that activity worksheet and you know what content belongs here. So when I click add an activity, I add my title. And I'm not going to share it in the catalog. Let's say that this one is it's 25 points. It's 15 minutes in length to complete. Tags, again, this just helps in a search if you want to add it. Put in your summary, add your description, and your resources. Again, remember in your worksheet, all these things already exist, so you'll be able to put them in. Custom text is just an extra field. You don't really need to worry about that. If there is a need for extra text, an extra section for some reason, it's really something you probably will not use within your course. So you can essentially ignore custom text. Approved settings. Remember, you're going to set this up, leave it set at manual review, put in your criteria for approval, and then put in your default responses. Choose your evidence type. Just pick it, put in the information, and then make sure you choose any or all based on, remember we worked that through when you did your worksheet. And then any badging, which typically you will not use badging for activities. That we don't typically look at giving a badge for every single activity. So you'll seldom use this on the activity piece. And we click create. And now I have an activity. And I can go on adding all the structure that way. You've seen each step now. Sample level, you've seen a sample mission title, you've seen the sample activity, and we just keep building from there. Anything that you want to add from here, you just continue clicking on the plus buttons. It's as simple as that. Main thing as you go is just to work on the point values here, make sure that those are totaled up. In your missions, you're going to want to do required points there. If you don't require points, when people eventually log into your games, If there aren't any required points and you have badges associated, the system will actually just award them the badge right away because you haven't required any points. So 0 points required, they'll get the badge just by clicking in. And you don't want that to happen. So make sure that at least your missions have a set required point value. And that's really all there is to it. Keep transferring the content. You can view what you've put into the pieces by in the activities by clicking the little eyeball icon beside the activity. And it'll show you what that activity is going to look like, including all the things that you've added, anything that you've put into the content area. We click the back button, takes us back here. And really, that's all there is to it. Keep working, taking from your worksheet, dropping your content in, and revising and cleaning it up as you go. But it's really not much more involved than that. Once you have everything in and you feel like you're ready to go, then you have to publish everything. And to do that, we're going to select what we want to publish by clicking the check boxes over here. And then we would click the publish button up here. I'm not going to publish what I'm doing here because this isn't finished yet, of course. So when it comes time to publish, that's how you're going to make what you do live and available for people to experience.